SMS. Learning can be personalized for students who neither have access to the internet or own a smartphone. DSN AI EdTech solution is tailored for feature phones and uses predictive analytics and recommendation engine to deliver customized learning that addresses the unique needs of each learner. Check out how AI-powered adaptive learning works with interactive SMS learning without smartphones and limited access to the internet. Students participate in our adaptive learning by sending "Learn" to a special code via SMS. This is Emeka participating in our Learn at Home adaptive learning with his student ID 1567. This is Halima participating in speech. A more advanced topic is shared with an evaluation quiz. Our adaptive AI algorithm pinpoints the strong and weak areas of each learner in order to create customized learning journeys for each learner, helping each learner navigate the concept in a way that makes learning fun, simple, and engaging. Any learner lagging behind receives even more personalized learning support to enable them gain full mastery of the concept. Every child is special and unique, so also must their learning process be distinctly personalized with or without the internet, based on the common devices that may great personalization comes better learning outcome. Data Science Nigeria EdTech AI Adaptive Learning Engine for feature phones using SMS.
Hey Elijah, what you reading?
Oh, hi, my name's Elijah. I'm currently reading Artificial Intelligence for Beginners. Here are 3 reasons I like artificial intelligence. So, guess what? Fortnite actually uses bots to teach you how to play. That's really cool. And Alexa also uses artificial intelligence in speech. That's awesome. And also, YouTube and Netflix also gives you recommendations for what you should watch and what you shouldn't watch. Guess what? My favorite show is The Investigators. I love this book. I also got a copy for my friend. Thanks for making this book bio. I hope we can all read it together.
The International Research Center on Artificial Intelligence was founded
solutions for the key challenges of our age, as captured in the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations.
Congratulations to Data Science Nigeria on your 5th birthday, or should I say the 5th anniversary. Data Science Nigeria has certainly come a long way. I just want to say also congratulations on behalf of the Machine Intelligence Institute of Africa, also on behalf of South Africans here. I think it's a fantastic example that Data Science Nigeria has been setting for us on the African continent for 5 years. And Bayo Nkanbi, under your inspirational leadership, your passion and drive, it's been fantastic. It was wonderful to also not only catch up with you in Lagos, but also here in South Africa on various events. I just want to say also the vision of Data Science Nigeria to build a world-class AI knowledge research innovation ecosystem. You are executing on that vision. I'm also inspired, we also all are very much inspired by your commitment to raise 1 million AI talents in 10 years. We are 5 years into it. Let's see what the next 5 years look like. I know that Data Science Nigeria is also going through a transition. You talk about the global expansion beyond Nigeria, sustainability and social enterprise activities, and also the consultancy supported model. So best wishes to Data Science Nigeria for all of that. It's wonderful to be part of the advisory board and to congratulations once again to Bayu. Congratulations to Data Science Nigeria. You're clearly a shining example of what can be achieved on the African continent. So best wishes for the future. Thank you very much.
Wow, 5 years already. How time flies when you're vision-led. Data Science Nigeria has been phenomenal in promoting the big data and data science approach to solving Nigeria's business and social developmental problems. From the artificial intelligence bootcamps, machine learning sessions, to the advocacy for big data adoption in Nigeria, I am proud of the strides of DSN and its contribution to building a competitive economy. I am especially proud of Bayo Adekanbi, the visionary of DSN, who has passionately delivered on the goals of deploying innovative, credible, and world-class interventions that would ensure that this initiative will be sustainable and have a greater impact on us all. ProShare has been privileged to be a partner in progress, supporting the growth of the DSN in the last 5 years. And I want to reassure you and the data science community of a commitment to this strategic and mutual beneficial partnership. Happy anniversary, and do keep up the good work of making Nigeria
does. When most of us started in data science, we had no direction. Data science Nigeria pointed us in the right direction. Today, I work full-time as a machine learning engineer in an healthcare startup, all thanks to Data Science Nigeria. Also, I want to say a big thank you to Dr. Upayo Adekrombi and his wife. Your dedication, hard work, and sacrifices are an inspiration to us all. I wish you all the best in the years ahead. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Promise Kosine and I'm a computer science PhD student at Princeton University, whose research is focused on developing machine learning algorithms to improve maternal health, basically. So I want to use this opportunity to say a very happy 5th anniversary to Data Science Nigeria, and cheers to all the amazing work that's been done in the area of data science and machine learning. I'm so excited about the incubation hubs that have been created in different parts of Nigeria, and the number of students that have benefited and have been impacted, by all that has been done. The number of people that have been motivated to go into machine learning, which I believe is the future of the world. Basically, so I'm so excited, honestly. Having served as a search engine optimization and content analyst with Data Radio project was focused on providing very high quality education to low income students, through recorded voice notes and messages and the website. So I want to say thank you, honestly, to all the staff of Data Science Nigeria for all the amazing work that you are doing. And if you don't know about Data Science Nigeria, this is the time for you to plug in. The work culture is amazing, the people are amazing, the opportunities are amazing, and just tap in and and join the moving trail. So thank you. Bye.
My name is Fatima Mohammed Mafi. Data Science Nigeria has given me a lot of motivation, and it has inspired me to move to a greater height through its Learn at Home platform. I'm proud of Data Science Nigeria.
On behalf of on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of your founding. In the short term, Data Science Nigeria had made an indelible mark on the data science landscape in Nigeria and, of course, on the continent, helping to address crucial skills gap and capacity infrastructure that is needed for sustainable development and economic growth. I wish you the best in your next growth phase, and congratulations again. Thank you.
Super excited that Data Science Nigeria will be 5 this year. Without Data Science Nigeria, my success story would not be complete. And what made it complete was the mentorship program of the Data Science Nigeria. I'm happy to say that I'm an AI data.
Hello everyone. Good day. I welcome you wherever you're joining from. We're so excited to have you. Please introduce yourself in the chat section. We'd love to know where you're calling from. I'd love to know what your expectation is of the program. I'd love to know if you're excited like we are excited. Today is another Ladies in AI professional meetup, and we'll be learning end-to-end approach to machine learning project development. So if you're on the call with me and you're as excited as I am, I want you to, fire up the chat section. I would like to see your name, where you're calling from. I would like to know, what part of the world you're in, or if you're in Nigeria, please. I'd like to see your name, where you're calling from. Please light up the chat section. So today, like I said, we'll be learning end-to-end approach to machine learning project development. We'll be looking at what machine learning modeling is. We'll be taking practical sections. So there's a whole lot of things that is set up for us today. I mean, a whole lot. And if you look at machine learning, there are some interesting things that you need to know about machine learning. You know that just within 6 years, from 2018 to 2024, machine learning itself, the global space has doubled in job opportunities, in startups, has doubled like 50, a whole lot just in 6 years, unlike other professions whereby, probably just a 2% increase or 5% increase. I can see people, I can see the chat section is, it's being lighted up. I can see Deborah Benedict from Port Harcourt, you're welcome. Okay, Sarah from Lagos, you're welcome. Do you also know that machine learning accounts for the biggest share in AI funding? I mean, AI startup funding, machine learning accounts for the biggest share. So if you're looking at, getting funding for your program or project, machine learning, has a very, very high capacity. So thank you for joining in. I'm saying Sandra from Lagos, Tobilola from Lagos. You're welcome to the amazing professional meetup. And we are just set. I'm excited about the program. I want to learn. I enjoy learning, and I believe everyone also enjoys learning. And I want to welcome you again. I can see Anthony from Lagos. You're welcome. Please, you can put up your, best emoji, your favorite emoji on the chat section. While we continue the program, I'm going to check the chat section from time to time and welcome you. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, I see Babatunde from Ogun State. Thank you for joining us. We're excited that you're here. So, starting up immediately, we'd like to introduce DSN to you. And to do that, I'll be calling on Temitola Adekbe, who is our legal and administrative officer at Data Scientist Network. Temitola will introduce DSN. We're not telling you what DSN is, who we are, what we do, what we stand for. I know some of you have had ideas about DSN a little bit, but she's going to tell you for what we are and what we stand for and what our passion and impact is about. So Temitola, you're welcome. I'd like you to introduce DSN to our audience. Thank you. Temitola, are you there? Please confirm.
Everyone. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, Temitola.
Can you hear me? Hello,
yes,
please.
we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Sheol, for the introduction. My name is Temitola, and I work with DSN as the administrative officer. It's my pleasure to introduce DSN to you today. For some of us who are just joining for the first time, and those who have been our regular events attendees and also our community members, I'll still just like to remind you of who we are and what we stand for at DSN. DSN is an acronym for Data Scientist Network. We are formerly known as Data Science Nigeria. And we exist to raise 1 million AI talents in 10 years, and also to build AI solution to help the well-being of 2 billion people in the emerging markets. To achieve our vision, our focus is on 3 things: community for learning and research, products development for social impact, and partnership for solution delivery. I'll be taking you through our journey, how we've evolved, and also our track record. So we started our journey from 2016 and up until now. Last year, we celebrated our 5th anniversary, and through that period, we've evolved from learning and community, research and social good. We built research and social good application. We've supported corporates and solution development. We've also helped some startup. I will also be showing you during the course of this introduction how we've supported startup even through our journey. Next slide, please. Yes, so I was telling us about how we've had our track record and what we've achieved even in the past 5 years. These are 60 years that we are currently ongoing. So we are the number one AI learning community and delivery network in Africa, and we've won the Mataya Impact Award at the Deep Learning in Durban in 2019. Also, we won the Best Academic Poster at the 21st Century of the Global Economics and Computation Conference. That's the 25th ACM conference. We won the Best Poster Award. DSN was also the only African finalist at the 2021 XWise competition on building advanced AI algorithm to address COVID-19. This has been one of some of the things that we've achieved, even as we gear up to build AI, 1 million AI talent, even in the next 4 years that remain. Also, our work and our academic paper was presented at the foremost global scientific and practitioner AI conference. One of our track record, which I will also be talking about, is our products. Our true product that we initiated and developed in 2021 was recognized as the top 100 AI products by the UNESCO IRCA. Hello?
We can hear you, Temitola. Please continue.
Okay, thank you. Apologies for the network interruption. Yes, as DSN, our founder released the first artificial intelligence and Python book, which is tagged Beginners Artificial Intelligence and Python main program for primary and junior secondary school. It will interest you to know that even if you are not within this age range, if you pick up this book as a beginner, you understand what AI is, and it will also be a stepping stone even as you begin your AI journey. And this book can be found on Amazon, Apple iBook, Google Play, Jumia, and you can also follow the link that my colleague will be posting on the chat box to maybe order for the book. We also have our AI Research Lab up in Yaba. This is where we build our talents, where we all come together, even as we raise the 1 million AI talents. And I would also like us to know that this hub is also open to our community members and also for people that need a place to co-work. My colleague will be posting the link for the co-working space. Next slide, please. Yes, so I've mentioned about this, that one of our track record in 2021 is the mention of DSN as one of the top 100 AI products by UNESCO. I've also talked about this, how we exist to also support 1 million AI talents. We have startup, we had our incubation program last year where we bring about 12 startups where they got to learn, and also they have access to some technical support. On your screen, you will see some great people in AI. Those are our advisory board that is supporting our vision at DSN. We have Dr. Uyi Stewart, who is our chairman advisory board and is the senior director data science in Seattle, USA. We also have Professor Olayinka David West and a whole lot of them. We have Dr. Daibo, we have Dr. Eric Sodomka. Those are advisory board where they advise us even as we go through a journey of raising 1 million AI talents.
All right. Thank you so much,
Hello?
Timisola. Hello? Yes, we can hear
Yes,
you.
yes, please. So that's a little about Data Scientist Network, DSN, formerly known as Data Science Nigeria. You can check us on Facebook to read more about us. Go on our website, our LinkedIn page to know more about who we are. And I also like to say welcome to DSN Ladies in AI events. I will be handing over back to my colleague Sheon to take it up from here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Timisola. Please let's appreciate Timisola in the chat box. Let's give our clap emojis, our star emoji. Thank you so much, Timisola, for that wonderful presentation. Yes, this is DSN. We are raising 1 million AI talents, and then our vision, is to build products that will help, 2 billion people in emerging markets. So we're going to be going next to, creation of ladies in AI. I know if you look at the flyer, you will see ladies in AI. Who are we? What do we do? What's our goal? To take us through that, Okpayemi, one of my colleagues, will be taking us through that. But before Okpayemi, give us that full review on who ladies in AI is about, please always check the chat box from time to time. My colleagues will be dropping links, to join our community, to join even ladies in AI community. So many things will be dropped on the chat list, please. So keep checking from time to time. All right, Okoyemi, please, you'll be taking us through, DSN ladies in AI. Okoyemi, are you on the call? Please confirm.
Yeah, yes, I am. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to DSN Ladies in AI event once again. Ladies in AI is a professional learning and networking community, and we are focused on gender inclusiveness. We want ladies to be able to benefit and contribute to the business community. The way we do this is by encouraging female representation in and participation in data science, data analytics, visualization, governance and policy, artificial intelligence, and everything related to data. Ladies in AI was first launched in 2020, and we had the first official meetup in May 2020. It was virtual anyway. The next slide. The next slide, please. Okay, that is showing some of the pictures from some of our events. Okay, the main objectives of Ladies in AI Professional Meetup is 4. We want to create a community of ladies for networking. For this, we have a Telegram chat room where we onboard all ladies in AI for all of us to create a community and network with each other. We also have a dedicated LinkedIn community, a dedicated DSN LinkedIn community for us. Also, for capacity building, one of the objectives of this community is to help ladies build capacity in terms of learning. For this, we have bi-monthly professional meetup, and we also have a dedicated Google Classroom learning. Another objective is to create knowledge sharing opportunity and best practice. We want ladies to be able to share knowledge between ourselves, and that is a major way to grow and develop your skill in the industry. For this, we usually have monthly meetups, and we follow up on each other's learnings, and we help everybody to develop. Another important objective is mentorship and access to internship and project participation. I think this is a very unique one that I think everybody should be also interested in. We have female mentorship access and also internship opportunities for ladies. Next slide. Currently, we have a mentorship track currently going on. There are 3 study tracks, that is Python programming language, Okay. There is also opportunity to learn Power BI and also Excel. For this study track, we have study peer groups where intermediate learners help beginners to learn. Intermediate learners are paired with beginners, and the intermediate learners they also have access to DSN expert mentorship platform, and they also have access to DSN. They also have support from the DSN team. So at every level, both beginners, intermediate, everybody is learning and improving their skills. Like I mentioned earlier, we also have Google Classroom, where we provide resources for everybody to learn. With that, you have easy access to resources to improve your skills. There's also Telegram group where you can drop your questions. You can contribute to the discussions going on the Telegram group. There's also one-on-one check on the learners on our platform, where we recognize the top performers on the mentorship platform. And I think all these specs are interesting things that we should all be part of. How do you join our community? How do you participate in all this information? The only way to do this is to join our community. My colleagues will be sharing some links in the chat where you can just click on, and you have access to join the Telegram group and other groups for you to improve your skill. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Okoyemi. We're so excited about that. And if you listen to Okoyemi very well, she mentioned 4 key objectives of the ladies in AI. And the second one, which is capacity building, one of the things she highlighted is the fact that there's always professional meetup, which is one of the things that we're doing right now. So this community is very vast, and I really encourage you to, any lady that you know, anyone that you love that is a lady, please encourage them to join, and they'll really, really enjoy. There's lots of opportunities, lots of things are being posted all the time. All right, thank you so much. So now we'll be going to our speaker, and to introduce our speaker, Mary will be the one introducing our speaker to us. So let me quickly confirm, Mary, are you on the call to introduce our speaker to us?
Yes, I am.
Oh, thank you. All right, Mary, over to you now.
Okay, good day, everyone. So who is our speaker for today? Who is going to pour that knowledge into us? And the person is Oreoluwa Babatunde. She is a research intern, machine learning research intern, and also a computer science student from Olabisi Onabanjo University, Ogun State, Nigeria. So I'm really, let's put up an emoji and be excited about this, because really, so someone from Nigeria, an undergraduate, 400 level student. So this is really exciting. So she started her journey as a machine learning journey in 2021, and her interest focused on machine learning research in the areas of computer vision and natural language processing. So yeah, next slide, please. Okay, yeah, so that's it.
All right, thank you so much, Mary. So the time we've been waiting for is here now. Oreoluwa is excited. I believe she is, as I am also. I can see her face. Hi, Ore. It's good to have you. Yeah, so Ore will be taking us through the end-to-end approach to machine learning project. And I want you to just sit back, relax, take everything that you need to take, and most importantly, ensure that you start practicalizing it. That is the important part of learning. You learn and you do. So Ore, I'm going to be giving you the position to speak now. Thank you so much. Welcome everyone once again.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me and see me. Thank you, DSN, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much, and thank you all for joining this session. So let's dive into the business of today without wasting much time. So I'm going to be sharing my screen now. All right, so today we're going to be talking about, I hope you can see my screen. I hope you can see my screen. So today we're going to be talking about end-to-end approach.
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you. So today we're going to be talking about end-to-end approach to machine learning project development. Most beginners don't know that we have like a step-by-step approach to developing a machine learning project. Next slide, please. Okay, my name is Oreoluwa Babatunde, as she has introduced. I'm a level computer science student of Olabisi Onabanjo University. I started my machine learning journey last year when I joined DSN as a research and innovation intern in October 2021. And I'm interested in machine learning research in the areas of NLP, natural language processing, and computer vision. Next slide. Okay, so today we're going to be learning about how to develop a machine learning project. So today we'll understand the problem, data collection, data preprocessing, machine learning modeling, model deployment, and we'll dive into our practical session, and thereafter we'll have our question and answer. So now this is the machine learning project development life cycle, where we have you define your task, that is understanding the problem, you collect your data, you explore your model, you test, you explore your model, you can collect more data, you test your model, you test and evaluate your model, you refine your model, you collect more data if it's needed, you test again, you deploy, and you monitor and maintain your model. So now the first step is you understanding the problem, because once the problem is understood, it gives us a clear structure on how we can solve the problem. So how then can we now understand the problem? We can understand the problem by defining the problem, by gathering information, and by generating possible solution. I hope you can all hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. So in machine learning, we have three types of learning. We have the unsupervised learning, we have the supervised, and the reinforcement learning. So under the supervised learning, we have the classification and regression. And today we'll be discussing the regression, because we are to predict, we are to build a model that can predict the annual salaries of data scientists. It's a regression problem because we are predicting a continuous feature. So after understanding your problem, the next step is to collect your data. As we all know that data is the main ingredient when developing any machine learning project. So we have to collect the right data. So data collection is the process of gathering information from various sources, and the availability of right data allows us to study trend and allow us to study the trends in data. It also allows us to make more effective decisions and come up with efficient solution. We have various websites that serve as sources for data. We have Kaggle, we have Zindi, we have UCL machine learning repository. If you don't want to get data from this website, you can also scrape data online. You can use survey questionnaire to get data. So for our project today, we'll be using the publicly available data from Stack Overflow Annual Developer Survey. My colleagues will be dropping the link on the chat box. So after getting your data, what is the next step? We all know that after we've collected our data will be dirty, it will be messy, it will be noisy. So it is our responsibility as data scientists to pre-process the data, that is to organize it, to clean it. So we have some steps here. We have the normalization, we have the removing of outliers, we have scaling, we have encoding, and we have imputations. There are more data preprocessing steps. So it depends on the kind of data we're working with. If we're working with an audio data, we have ways to preprocess an audio data. If we're working with image data, we have ways to preprocess it. The data preprocessing step you choose, it depends on the kind of data you're working on. So as I've said, it's impossible for us to work with raw data. We must transform it, we must organize it, we must clean it into an understandable format so that our machine learning algorithm can understand. So we have some basic preprocessing steps. They include importing all the crucial libraries, identifying and handling the missing values. You can either drop the missing values, you can fill them with their mean, median, or mode. You can normalize, you can standardize also by using standard scalar or min max. You can remove outliers where necessary. You can encode your categorical data, that is you converting categorical data into numeric into unique numerical values. After then, you select your features that you think that will influence your prediction. Then you split your data into test and train. So now, after understanding the problem, collecting the right data, reprocessing your data, we now move into the machine learning modeling. So at this point, we are going to train and test our data. Once we have properly preprocessed our data, it is now ready to be passed into a machine learning algorithm. And before we can pass our data into a machine learning algorithm, we must divide the preprocessed data into train and tests. It is very, very important for you to divide your data into train and test. And okay, you might want to divide it into, 70% for train, 30% for testing, or 80% for training, 20 for testing, or 90 for training, 10 for testing. So it depends on what you want. But the more the train data, better the model. The more the train data, the better the model. Then after you divided your preprocessed data into train and test, what is the next step? The next step is to select the right model. The next step is to select the right model. So you selecting the right model now depends on the kind of data you're working on and on the kind of machine learning task you're working on. If it's a classification problem, you use classification models. If it's a regression problem, you use regression models. So the SKLN library is a rich resource that contains different algorithms that we can use to model. It contains different algorithms. And we have different libraries that we can also use. We have TensorFlow, Keras, PyTorch, and etc. But for our project today, we'll be using the sklearn library for our practical session. So after you modeling, that is training and testing, what is the next step? The next step is to evaluate your model. At this stage, we are checking the performance of the model. I hope you can hear me.
We can hear you, but you are too fast now.
We don't have time, so I have to just catch up. So here now we are evaluating our model. Here we are checking the performance of our model, whether it's good or bad, whether it will be whether when it's deployed it's going to be okay or not. So this stage is very, very important, very, very important. So after building a machine learning model, that is understanding the problem, collecting data, preprocessing data, training and testing your model, you evaluate your model. It is very, very important for you to evaluate your model. And the outcome of the model can be used to evaluate its performance, that is checking it if it's good or bad, or if we are going to deploy it, it will be okay for people to use. So for us to choose an evaluation metrics, it depends on the kind of data we are working on and on the kind of machine learning task it is. For example, accuracy score, precision, F1 area under the curve are used in classification task, while root mean square error, R square score are used in regression task. So at this stage, we are ensuring if our model will earn the trust of users when deployed.
All right, please unmute.
Okay, I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry. Okay, now that we now have a machine learning model, what is the next step? What are we going to do? What is the next step? The next step is for you to deploy your model. The next step is for you to deploy your model. That is you putting your model into production so that people can use it and see how it works. So this stage, our model is now ready to be put into production to perform on real life or new data inputs, and it could be deployed as a web app for public use or as an internal program that can be used within an organization. And machine learning deployment is under what we call machine learning operations. It's called MLOps. Okay, as I've said, MLOps stands for machine learning operations, and this is a set of techniques of practice to make use of our machine learning models when deployed. And it's a continuous problem. It's a continuous process. We don't stop it because most time when we deploy our model, our performance tends to drop. The performance of the model tends to drop. So we retrain, collect more data, retrain, deploy, evaluate it. It's a continuous process. So we have some useful tools for model deployment. You can use containers application like Docker. You can use web servers like Flask, Swagger, Streamlit, or Gradio. You can use cloud-based platform like Amazon AWS or Google Cloud. So we have some beginners-friendly framework that you can use to deploy your model. We have Streamlit and we have Gradio. These two frameworks are very, very easy and they are beginner-friendly. For our project today, we'll be using the Streamlit to deploy our model. So it's time for practical session. I hope you're excited like I am here. So I'm coming. Please, can you see my screen?
Yes, your screen is up.
Okay, my Google Colab screen is up.
Yes, your Google Colab screen is up.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So like I have said, that we'll be using our data from Stack Overflow website. Our data is collected already. So the next step for us to do is to import our necessary libraries. So these are the basic libraries we are going to be using. Though we still have some other libraries to use, we'll be importing them when we need them. But for now, we use this one. So let me run this. So after importing the necessary libraries, we have to load our data from the drive. Why we are doing this is because we are using Google Colab and my data is in the drive. So that's why we have to import our drive and mount our drive. It is very, very important. So, okay, so we've mounted our drive. So now we are going to read our data by using pd.read_csv and we copy the parts where our data is. Then we give it a variable name called survey. Okay, so now we've read our data. Let's now check the first 5 rows of our data. Okay. So we can see our data is structured already. So we can see we have 61 columns. Wow, that's much. So now let's now check the shape. This will bring out the number of rows and the number of columns that we have. Wow. So we can see that we have 64,461 rows and 61 columns. That's huge. So now we'll be selecting the columns that we need for our prediction. It's not a must for you to use the 61 columns. You can just select the columns or feature that we need for our predictions. So here I'm going to be selecting the country column, the education level column, the years code pro. This year's code pro is the years of experience professionally, and the converted comp. The converted comp is the salary column. So we're going to be renaming it so it will not confuse us. Okay. So now we can see that our new data set now has only the feature that we've selected. That is the country, the education level, the years code pro, and the salary. So we can see that here we have non-salary, meaning there are no salaries for this column. So it is our duty to drop the columns that does not have salary. So we do that by using the not null method. So we can see here that after running this code that it brought out the only columns that have salary. So we see here. So now let's now check the information of our data sets. We can see here that we have almost 35,000 entries. We can see that our country, education level, years code pro is an object data type, meaning it's in strings. So you can see it. So here now we're going to be dropping the null values. Why we are dropping the null values is because we still have some places where we have null values. For example, this education level is 34,188, and we have 34,756 data entries. So we still have some places that are null. So you are going to drop everything, and we do that by using the .drop now method. Now we see that we no longer have null values again. Our data no longer has null values. So let's check the information of data set again. Now we can see that our columns are complete. We have 34,061 entries as data entries for the country, for the education level, for the years code pro and salary. We have 34,061. So you can see that we no longer have null values again. So the next thing for us to do, as we all know that the computer cannot understand text strings, so we have to convert them into what? Into floating point numbers or integers, because they're object data. So we are going to be picking the country colon first. So let's run this. Okay, so we can see that for the country colon, we are the United States, United Kingdom, Spain, Netherlands. So we are going to be looking for the value counts. The value count will return the value count of each countries. So we see that United States has the value count of 8,085, Indian followed, and United Kingdom. And now we can also see that we have some country that has only one data point. Wow. And our machine learning model cannot learn from just a single data point. So we have to get rid of this. We get rid of this by writing a function called shorten categories, and we give it the categories, which is the value count and the cutoff value. So what you're doing here is that if the value count is greater than the cutoff value, I mean, you keep the country. If the value count is greater than the cutoff value, you keep the country. Else, you collect all the countries that has less data value count and give it to a category called others. So let's run this function here. Okay. So let's now check our value count, our country colon again. We can now see here that the new category that we created called others has the highest value count now. That is, we have some countries that are lesser than the cutoff value, which is 400. You can see it here. So now let's now check the relationship. Let's check the relationship between the salary colon and the country colon. Let's run this code. Okay. I hope I'm audible enough. Okay, yes, now we can see the relationship between the salary and the country colon. And here we can see that our data has outliers. And for us to interpret box plots, we use these boxes here. These are the median. So we need to get rid of these outliers here. And we get rid of these outliers by creating a cutoff value, by using a cutoff value. So we now see that if our salary is lesser or equals to $250,000, keep it. If our salary is greater or equal to $10,000, keep it. But if our salary is not lesser than this value here and greater than this value here, remove it. So we run this code, then let's now plot our box plot again. So we can now see that outliers, we still have some outliers here, but it's not like the other graph, the other box plot. We can see here most people, Okay, most people are earning less than $10,000. So now, let's now take the Yes Code Pro feature. Let's preprocess that feature we were preprocessing it by, let's see what is in the feature, what is in that column. And we do that by using the .unique method. So let's run this code here. Yes, we can see that it has unique values to bring out the unique element of the column. And we can say here that it turned everything in strings. Since it is encoded, it is quoted. We can see we have 13, we have less than 1 year and more than 50 years. And if we pass this to our model, it cannot understand this because it's in string format. So it's our duty for us to convert it. And we do that by writing a function again called the plain experience. So if x is more than 50, that is, if anything here is more than is equal to this, return 15. 50 is an integer. If x is equal to less than 1 year that we have here, return 0.5. Then return float x. At least it will convert everything here into float, adding. So now let's apply this function to our VS Code Pro feature. Let's run this. Okay, so now let's now check our VS Code Pro feature since we have applied the function. Okay, so we can now see here that this our element here is now in what floats, is now in float. It is not more in strings again. It is not more encoded again. It is now in what? In integer, in floating point number, I mean to say, because it has automatically added 0.0 since we return the float as x. So we can see here, we said if x is less than 1 year, return 0.5. See here that it has returned 0.5. So now we are done with the Yes Code Pro feature. Let's move to the next feature. So we're taking the education level next. We'll also bring out the unique elements in that column. So let's run this. So we can see here that it brought out different education level, like the bachelor's, master's, and college. So we have to categorize this education level. So we do that by also writing a function called plain education. So we say if bachelor in X, return bachelor's degree. If master's in X, return master's degree. So after doing this, we now apply the function we have created on our column. Let's run this. Let's run this. So now, after doing this, let's look at the unique elements now. So let me run this. So now it has not categorized them into bachelor's, master's degree, less than a bachelor, postgraduates. Instead of me having this less than a bachelor, I never completed my formal education. It's too much. So we have to categorize them into bachelor's, master's, less than a bachelor, and then postgraduate. So we have done that. But now this is still in string. Our machine learning algorithm cannot understand this. It needs to convert it into what? Into unique numerical values. And we do that by encoding our data. Before encoding, we have to first import the label encoder. Label encoder is a library in the sklearn preprocessing. You can check the sklearn documentation to read more about label encoder. So we have to import this label encoder. After importing it, let me run this code here. So now we've imported our label encoder. So now we will now give the label encoder a variable name called LB_education head level. So now what the label encoder does is to encode or convert unique value, categorical values, and give it a unique numerical value. So now we're going to be fitting our label encoder on our education level so that it will give us a unique numerical value. So let's run this now. I think let me run this. So let me run this. Okay, so let's now check after fitting our label encoder on the education level colon. Let's now check the unique values again. Okay, yes, we see that it has not given each category a unique numerical value. The bachelor degree is now 0, the master's degree is now 2, the less than a bachelor is now 1, the postgraduate is now 3. It has given each category a unique numerical value. That is what we mean by encoding. So now let's now check our data set. Let's see how it looks like. Let's run this. Okay, so we can now see that our data is ready, is on the way for modeling. You can see that we have the country still in string. The education level is now in 0201. It's now bringing out the unique numerical value after we've encoded it. The S code pro is now in float. Our salary is still the same. So now our country colon still needs to be preprocessed because the machine learning algorithm will not understand United States. So we still have to encode this the same way we did education level. So we're going to be applying or fitting the label encoder on the country colon, the same way we did for the education level. So we do that here. We give the label encoder a new name called LB underscore country. Then we fit our country colon on the label encoder. So let's run this now. So let's now check the country unique element. Yes, we can now see that each country has been given a unique numerical value. I think we have 15 countries, so each country has a unique numerical value. That is what the label encoder does. So let's now check our data again and see how it looks like after preprocessing. Okay, we can see now that our data is now preprocessed, it has been cleaned, it has been organized. Our colon now is now in what? Is now in integers, now in floating point numbers. So our machine learning model will understand these formats. So now what next? We now have our data. You know, we are working on a regression problem, a regression task. So we cannot pass in the feature and the answer. We have to remove the answer and pass in the other features. We do that by using the drop method. So we are going to be dropping the salary colon. Since this is what we are predicting here, this is what we are predicting here, this colon, what we are predicting. So we'll separate it from the other data and we put it and we give it a variable name called Y. Then everything, the data minus the salary colon will not be what is X. So let's run this code now. Okay. So let's now run X. Let's now see what is X. Okay, I've not run this. Okay. So we can now see that our X is the country colon, the education level colon, and the yes code pro colon without the salary colon because we have dropped it. We have dropped it. So let's now check our Y colon. So our Y is what is only the target colon, that is the salary colon, what we are predicting. So after doing this, we now want to train and test our data. We want to model. So to do this, we have to import the train test splits function from the sklearn.model underscore selection. You can check it out to see how it works. Then here, let me run this. So you know, I made mention when I was talking on the slide that we can use 70% for our train, 80% for our train, or 90%. It depends on what you want to do. But the more the train data, the better the model. So today I'm going to be using 70 for the train and 30 for the test. That's what I have done here by giving 0.30 to the test. That is 70% of my data will be used for training, while 30% of my data will be used for testing. So let me run this. Let me run this also. Okay, so now that I've now splitted my data, I will now have X train, X test, Y train, and Y test. So now we are done with the data preprocessing. And so we need to now train and test our data. We will now import the linear regression. We are using this linear regression since it's a regression task we are working on. We're going to be using it. Then we're going to be fitting our trained data on our model. Linear regression is a model that is in the sklearn.linear model. So let's run this now. Then we give our linear regression a variable name called LR. So we're going to be using the LR to fit our trained data. And then after doing that, we are going to be predicting, that is, we are going to be using this linear regression model to predict our excess. And you can see that when we have trained our data, we gave the data the X train and the Y train. That is, we gave the data, the model, we gave the model the train and the Y train, the X train and the Y train. That is, we give the data the X train and the answer to the X train. That is the Y train. When you're fitting your data on your model, you give it the question and the answer. But when you're predicting, you give it only the question. So that's what we are doing here. Let's run this now. Okay, so now we have trained our data, our model, and we have tested. How are we going to know if our model is actually performing well? How are we going to know? That is when the model evaluation comes in. That is you checking the performance of your model. And today we are going to be using the mean square error from the sklearn metrics. You can check out the sklearn documentation for that. So now what we are trying to do here is to check the difference between what our model has predicted and the real answer. What our model has predicted and the real answer. So we want to check the difference between those two. So now let's run it. Yeah. So we see that the difference between the Y test, that is the real answer, and what our model has predicted, that is this spread here, this is it here, what our model has predicted is $39,000, $39,293. It's okay, but we cannot say it is okay because we have to compare using two different models so we can see which one has the least error. Because when you're working on a regression problem, the lower the error, the better the model. So for us to do this, let's try another regression model so we can compare if this answer is okay or not. So to do that, I will be importing decision tree regressor. I made mention that the sklearn library is full, is rich with models. So we're going to be still using the sklearn, but we're going to be using the decision tree regressor from sklearn library, from sklearn. So we import it, then we give it a name called DT, then we fit our trained data on it, then we predict the same way we did for the linear regressor. So let's run this. So now we'll be checking the difference between what our model has predicted and the real answer. So we're checking the difference. Oh, wow. So we can see that here we have $34,280. Wow, it's better than this one. We cannot say that, okay, this is better because we have compared. So we see that this one is actually better because the lower the error, the better the model. So we can see that this decision tree regressor works better than the linear regressor. So let's try one more regressor. So we are using the random forest regressor from the sklearn.ensemble. We fit our train data and fit our X tests. So let's run this code again. Okay, so let's now check the difference. We're using this random forest regressor, we're using another model entirely. So let's check the difference. Wow, you see that here we have $33,000, and here we have what? $34,000. You can see that our model, we have good models. We have used the linear regressor, we have used the decision tree regressor, and we have used the random forest regressor. And the random forest regressor is actually working well because our error is reducing, and that is what we want. So now we are choosing the random forest regressor as our model. And this random forest regressor has different parameters. So we want to know the best parameter for our model. That is when we use the grid search CV. I hope you can all hear me. So we're going to be using the max depth parameter. Then we'll give it a list of numbers, then create a dictionary. So we're going to just run this now. Takes time. Okay, so now that we have used the grid search CV to get the best parameter for our model, we'll be using the ds.best underscore estimate to actually get the best estimate of our model. Then we'll now fit our training data on this model, then predict the model. Then get our difference between the white test and the predicted. So let's run this now. We can see here that when we use the random forest regressor, we had the 3,760 as the difference. Here, when we use the random forest regressor and getting the best estimator for it, that is the best parameter, our error reduced from 33,760 to 33,042. You can see it's reducing. That's very good. So now we have built our model. We now have a model that can predict the salary of data scientists. So now let's deploy our model. We have to deploy it because most people, when you give them this code, they might not really understand it. It is when you deploy it for people to see that they can now interact with it and understand how it's working. So let's make a predictive system. Let's just see. Let's make a predictive system here, for instance. Okay. So now we have an array of input here: United States, master's degree, and United States, which is the country, master's degree, which is the education level, and 5 years, which is the years of experience. So now let's make a predictive system. Let's see. Okay, this a user just imputed this. Let's see the salary of this person that has imputed this. So we encoded the country colon using this LB underscore country, and we encoded the master's degree because our model cannot understand things, so we have to convert them. So we use the label encoder for the country and the master's degree, the education level. So we transform them and we return them as floats. So let's run this. So now we can now see that our features has been encoded. Our United States of America, or United States, is 14 points. It is points because of we return them as floats. We change their data type as floats. Then our master's degree is 2 point something, 0.0, while our 5 year, which is the years of experience, is 5 points because we have changed the data type to float. So let's now make predictions. So this user, how much can he be earning? He's a data scientist. How much can he earn? So, wow, we can see that the estimated salary of this person is $113.52. You can see that it has now predicted this person's salary. So now we have a predictive system that is working. We are still deploying our model. And for us to deploy our model, we must save the model. It's very, very important for us to save the model. And we save the model by using the import Pico. Pico is used to save models. So we created a model Pico file called save_step.pico. We created a Pico file. Then we created a dictionary of the model, the label encoder, and the education level. And we gave each of them a key Okay, so we open the pickle file that we created, we open it, and we dump this dictionary that was created into it. We dump this dictionary here into the pickle file that we have created. We dump it. So let me run it. Let me run this one. Let me so run this now, since we've dumped our data. That is, we are dumping the model, the label encoder for the country, and the label encoder for the education level into the pickle file that we have created. So after that, we want to now read our pickle file. And when you are dumping, opening your pickle file, ensure that it is in a right binary mode. It's very important. So now let's now read our pickle file that we have created. Okay, so we open it in the read binary format since we are reading from the file. Then we load our pickle file. Then we now give our the dictionary that we created. We give it a variable name here. So our model is equal to regressor. So regressor is our model. We've given it a name called regressor. So now let's now check the salary of this particular person. He stays in Spain. His education level is master's degree, and his years of experience is in 15. And as we know that Spain master's degree, our computer does not understand it. You have to convert it by using the label encoder. So we're going to use the LB underscore country to transform this Spain here. It is 0 because we use 0 to start our counting in Python, and it is 1 here because it is 1. So we use label encoder for the education level to transform the education level, which is master's degree. We are not transforming this 15 here because it's already in integer already. But we are now going to change everything. After we change everything, we're going to change it to float by adding decimal number at the back and 0. So let's run. Okay, so we can see that our Spain unique value for Spain is 11. Or since we change the data set to float, it's added points here, decimal point here, and we can see that the encoded value, the unique value for the master's degree is 2, and it's returned it 2 points since we are changing the data type. And 15 years the education level, it gave it 5 points, a decimal point there. So let's now predict the salary of this person, this data scientist that lives in Spain and that has 15 years of experience. So we can see that the estimated salary for this person, for this user, is $56.199. Wow. So now we have collected our data. We have preprocessed it by cleaning it, by organizing it, by encoding it. Then we trained and tested on three different algorithms. Then we chose the random forest regressor as our best model because it actually gave us a list error. So, and now we have saved our model in a pickle file. So let's now dive into the deployment parts. If you have any question, kindly drop it on the Google form. And when it's time for Q&A, your question will be answered. So let's jump into the deployment part. So for my deployment, I'm going to be using the predicted VS Code. I hope you can see my VS Code screen.
Thank you, we can see it.
All right, sir, thank you very much. So we are going to be using the VS Code for our prediction. I'm going to be opening it through our Anaconda here, Anaconda prompt. Why I'm using this because I like this and it's very easy to use for me. You can also use Google Colab and NGRock for your deployment on Google Colab. But I'm going to be using the VS Code here. And before you can use this, you have to install your Streamlit. I'm supposed to do that, but because of time, well, I've already installed the Streamlit here. So what you're just going to be doing if you want to deploy using your Streamlit, you just come here and type pip install Streamlits. This is what you're going to be typing. If you want to use this, make sure you have your Streamlits library installed, because that is the framework we're going to be using. So I downloaded my saved Pico file, because when we when we created a Pico file, it automatically save here. You can see it here. So you can download it if you want to use your VS Code. So I downloaded my saved Pico file. I downloaded my Google Colab notebook and the CSV file for the data. Then I created two Python file in VS Code named predict page underscore page.py and the app.py. So for the predict page will contain everything that I want to be doing, everything. It will be the page for us to write our model, for us to write the code to deploy our model. So the first step is you importing the Streamlits. You import Streamlits after you've installed it. You import Streamlit as ST. You import NumPy. You import Pico. So we load our model. We want to load your model. You write the function def load model. Then that code that we used to write into the Pico file, you can type it here. Then you return data, and data is equal to Pico.load file. It will automatically load this. Then you now access your model, your LB encode, your label encoder for the country, and label encoder for the education level. Then after that, you write a function for you to see your regressor, for you to see your page, your web app. You now write using the Streamlit widget, that is st.title. If you want to give your web app a title, you write your title here. I wrote data scientist salary prediction. Then you write under it that we need some information to predict. Then the informations we use to predict, we need the country information. So we write the country in a tuple form, the list of country that we have. We have United States, India, United Kingdom. Then you do the same for your education level. Where you have the bachelor's degree, the master's degree, and the less than a bachelor. Then we now create a select box where you can just tap and the list of countries will come down. Then you pick the country of your choice. Then we created a select box for the education level also. After doing that, for our years of experience, we use a slider for this. We use st.slider, then the years of experience. Then we give it a min max value of 0. The minimum value is 0, the maximum value is 50, then it will start from 3. And after creating a select box for the country and for the education level, we created a slider for the years of experience. Then after that, we now create a button that we can just tap to calculate the salary. We created a button for that. Then the code that we use for making the predictive system, this code here, just copy it, then paste it here. It's the same thing. It will encode country colon. It will encode the education level colon. It will not encode the experience because the experience is already in integer, but it will return each of this as floating point numbers. Then we do that. Then we now use our regressor. Since our regressor is the model here, this regressor is our model here. We saved it in a name called regressor. This is it here. Show you. This is it here. Data model. This is our regressor here. Yes. So that is our model. We now use our model to predict the features. That is to predict that, okay, somebody is from America, the education level is less than a bachelor, the experience is 5 years of experience. So predict this. That's when we use our model. They will now create a sub-header, which will now bring out the estimated salary is this. So we are done with the predict page. We now move to our app.py. So this app.py don't contain It doesn't contain much, just contain the import streamlit as st. So from our predict page, here, import show predict page. Show predict page is what is going to show our model. So call this here, then let's now see our model. Let's now see our model that we have deployed. We do it by streamlit run app.py. We are using the app.py because it is the one that has this show predict page. We've called it here. So let's run our model. It takes time though. Okay. All right. I hope you can see this screen I'm seeing now. So it's taking time though. Yeah. We can see it here that we now have our web app now working. So let's just predict. So we can see the select box here. You can see that it has the list of countries we have given it here. So let's say I'm from Netherlands and less than, okay, master's degree, and my years of experience is for 15. Let's calculate our salary. Yeah, you can see that my estimated salary is what, $69,000, 421 cents. You can see. So let's do another example. Maybe somebody, my friend is from Germany, and she has postgraduate, and let's say 10 years of experience. So let's calculate our salary. Yeah, see that we have $70,000, 469 cents. So we can run this locally, but if you want to be able to share your web app to people, you have to sign up on Streamlit, then push your code to GitHub, then you will now be able to share it with people around you. So is there any question? Now we can see that we understood the problem, we collected the right data, we pre-processed it, we trained our model, we evaluated, then we deployed. So is there any question that anybody has?
All right, thank you so much, Oreoluwa. I mean, this is an amazing session. It's really end to end. I can see that you really enjoyed yourself. You took your time. You were just having fun with the code. I mean, that's really, really awesome. The link to Q&A has been shared. And I want you to just celebrate Oreoluwa. Yeah, it's very important. Yes, I can see the chat session. Thank you, Oreoluwa. Wow, this is really, really awesome.
Thank you all.
You know, it's really great to see the application of your ML and all that. And that's really, really fascinating. All right, quickly, our time is fast spent. We really need to run. So to take the Q&A section, yes, I'll be inviting Mary. Mary, please confirm you're on the call. We'll be taking the Q&A session. Mary. Okay, I don't think Mary's on the call. Amina, are you there?
Yes, they are on the call. They are responding to you, okay, Charles.
Okay, Mary cannot unmute herself. Let me just that.
Mary, you can mute now.
All right, that's great. So while Mary comes up, please keep celebrating Oreoluwa.
Thank you very much.
Really a great session. I really enjoyed it, and I believe everyone else did. I mean, you were detailed and you took us through the process gradually as much as you can, and we really appreciate that.
Okay, for you to understand this project again, well detailed, I have articles on Medium, so you can read it, then learn, then read, then practice it. I think you understand it very well. My senior.
Okay. That was an amazing section, Oreoluwa. It was really nice section. Please drop your emojis, your reactions to this, and drop your questions. Yeah, so we have a few questions here I'll be asking you. People have dropped questions here. So all right, so first question is from Temiloluwa. So she said, why do we have to split our data set, and can we get brief explanation of the libraries imported?
Okay, the libraries imported, we use the NumPy, that is numerical Python, used for arithmetic operations. We use pandas to be able to read your data frame. We use the matplotlib for visualization. We use the Seaborn also for visualization. Then we used the linear regressor, that is to use the linear regression model. We use sklearn.model.preprocessing for the grid search CV. Okay, why we need to preprocess split our data into train and test is that we want our model to train on the data so that it can predict. If your model does not train on the data, it definitely cannot predict. You understand? So you need to test to train your model. Give it like this is the question and the answer. Train on this for you to be able to predict. So that is why. I hope I've answered your question.
At Temiloluwa, you can drop on the chat section if that question, the answer has been cleared actually. So to take the second question, Amina.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mary, and thank you for such an amazing section. Okay, so the second question says, can beginners get mentors so we can be good like Ore? Wow, Ore.
Wow, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay, so I'll answer that. We have a mentorship program ongoing and the Ladies in AI Telegram group. So I implore you all to join the group if you want to have a mentor. We have a pipeline currently ongoing, and we pair beginners to people who can mentor them and take them through from the very basics. I will also have a structured curriculum. So do go through the join the Telegram group and fill the form, go through the pinned messages, and we'll pair you up with a mentor. And of course, you'll be as good as all you need is the dedication and consistency. Thank you. So
and I also I have something to add. I also believe that DSN has given us the opportunity to learn data science and machine learning free of charge. We are running an AI everyday class every Tuesday and Wednesday. So you can just come. So you can just come and learn, and you can register as a member in our community, have your AI membership. So we have some sessions that we also run. And I believe that with the right attitude and willingness to learn, the sky is your starting point. The next question, please.
Okay, so for the third question, this is coming from Christiana. She said, thanks, Oreoluwa, for the enlightening section. So she asks, what if we were predicting a country that wasn't used to test the model was entered? Will that affect the predicted salary? Or will such country be under orders and predicted on that basis?
Please, can you come again?
Okay, so what if while predicting a country that wasn't used to test or train the model was entered? Will that affect the predicted salary?
It can affect the predicted salary. It can affect the predicted salary, yes.
Okay. So I believe Christiana, you are clear on that. So Amina, you can go for the fourth question.
All right, thank you so much, Mary. So for the first question, we have Opeyemi asking where is the recommended place to get industry standard data sets for projects to work on?
Okay, you can collect your data. Okay, we have different websites. You can request for data. If you say that, okay, I want to work on this project and I need data, real life data, you can request for it. Then you can scrape data from websites. You can also scrape data or request from data. If you don't want to use the data on Cargo, on UCL, you can request for it or scrape data online. I hope I've answered the question.
Yes, thank you so much. And to add to that, I think Ore also shared at the beginning of the presentation some open source repositories where you can get available data sets on. So Cargo is one very rich resource. UCI, Zindi, you just have to know what you want to work on and you'll be able to get the data sets. I think there are others like data.org and or I would also drop it in chat too, so you can also look them up. Thank you. Mary, you're up.
Okay, so for the last question for this section, so some Opeyemi, okay, another question from Opeyemi is asking, aside Streamlit, what other deployment options are available to present the model to end users?
Okay, you can use Gradio. Gradio it's a very, very good library or framework that you can use to deploy your model. You can use Flask to also deploy your model. I'll recommend Gradio for beginners and this Streamlit that we've just used.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Mary, for the question, Mary and Amina. We appreciate those questions, and if you have more questions, you can post them, we'll answer them later. We are really, really pressed for time. All right, quickly, this is not the end of our programs at DSN. We have much more upcoming events, and the passion to really raise 1 million AI talent. So we have upcoming events that we really want you to be aware of. I want you to join us and invite people so that we can both, create that emerging market. Create the talent that we really want, especially in Africa and, and by extension, the world. So to take us on our next event, Amina will be doing that quickly. Amina, are you on the call? Please confirm.
Yes, I'm on the call.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So really, this is one very exciting event that is coming up, and I'm very, very happy. We're all very happy to actually share this with you. The event is coming up tomorrow, and you really don't want to miss it. Like, if you've ever wanted to get started in machine learning research, data science research, anything academic research, and you felt confused or stuck at some point, you don't know how to start, then you really, really don't want to miss this event. We have world-class research experts who would also be joining, and they'll be taking you through the journey step by step. So it's going to be hands-on, and we'll be glad to have you join us. It's tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. And to be live on Zoom. So please do join us. Next event, Abdul. Okay, the second event which should be coming up, it's for children, but then we'll be needing your support to actually make it a success. So it's Children's Day next week, as we all know, and we all want to, well, we know that right now we're in the digital industry, so we need to carry the young ones along because they'll be the leaders of tomorrow. they will be the leaders of tomorrow. So we need to start them from young, as the saying goes, catch them young. So the event will be live next week, Saturday. We'll be needing volunteers who would be hosting this event with us and be helping us drive the push for Digital Children's Day. So please do register, signify your interest to host this event with us. Thank you. Okay, so have you ever been interested in applying AI maybe to business or to a project, but you get confused with the bunch of codes you have to write? Then you really, really don't want to lose out on this conference. As it says, no code AI. No code AI is simply about AI platforms that helps you implement AI to whatever project or business approach you want to take without code. So we're bringing in an expert who knows this, who is very good at this field, and will be putting you through this how to apply AI to whatever area you want to. And it will be holding in June. So the links will be dropped in the chat for all of these events. The one tomorrow, the research masterclass, the one next week Saturday, and for the no code AI. You really don't want to miss it. As you know, at DSN we always bring you the best. And thank you all so much once again. So thank you, Abdul.
All right, thank you so much, Hamina. You really don't want to miss those events. They are really, really great. All right, thank you so much for sticking by. It's been a while and we are really excited to have you. We are wrapping up now and we are moving on to closing remarks. And to take us in closing remark, I'm going to invite Temitola Ajikbe once again, our legal and admin officer, to take us the closing remark. Temitola, are you with us? Temitola, please confirm. Or okay, all right. I would love David to take the closing remark. Okay, Temitola is wanting us to unmute her. Okay, do that shortly.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Shil. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, loud and clear. We can hear you.
Yes. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the call. It's been an exciting session. You all will agree with me that we've added to our wealth of knowledge this evening, and you have learned one thing or the other. I would like to say that just like a Chinese proverb says that learning is a treasure and it follows its owner everywhere. So whatever you've learned from this place, from this event, no one can take it away from you. However, we don't stop learning. And before said that anyone who stops learning is old, right? So we don't stop learning, and you can be an expert with just one day event. So we have to keep on learning and keep on learning and keep on learning. And that's why we have a community where you can join. Remember when I was introducing DSN to us, I mentioned the fact that we're a learning community and we've evolved over time. So please join our community, join DSN ladies in AI, join the Telegram group. There are a lot of content that you receive. And I'm aware that there are some people that are not even female. I would like to thank you for joining the call, and also join our community, because it's not just DSN ladies in AI community that we have. Once again, thank you on behalf of DSN. We are glad that you joined the call, and we are sure that you have a good time. See you at the other end. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We are really, really so excited. We'll be ending now, and we just want to say bye. Bye, everyone. We'll be closing the Zoom link right about now. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.